Hey, this is Garrett Gunderson, New York Times bestseller and founder of an Inc. 500 firm. And the question I get all the time is, hey, what do you do and how is that different than financial planning? See, we're not financial planners because we're financial results guaranteed. We're not fee-based, we're not commission-based. We're about results and implementation. When people hire us, they pay us a tuition, so you know exactly what you pay by writing a check. But why is all this important? Our initiative and our objective is to focus on cash flow that leads towards economic independence. Now, economic independence is when you have enough recurring revenue that covers all your expenses. That can come from entrepreneurial income, which is money that shows up not because of your direct production, but because of your vision or your organization, or from investments that are providing regular monthly cash flow. When that covers your basic expenses, it doesn't mean you're financially free. Financial freedom is a state of mind. It's a state of being when money's not your reason or excuse why you do or don't do something. Let me say that again. Financial freedom is a choice. When money is not your reason or excuse, not your primary reason or excuse why you do or don't do something. So it's kind of how you view the world when you think more abundantly rather than subject to scarcity. Because no amount of luck, no saving, no discipline, rate of return, or even financial advisor can save people when they're deeply entrenched in the scarcity mindset. Because then there are mantras about fear and doubt and worry and the global economy and how that cripples them from taking action personally. Instead, we want to look and say, how can you keep more of the money you make first and foremost? But we've built this kind of framework of how people can achieve economic independence in anywhere from 3 years if they're aggressive and insane and brilliant and maybe have zero liabilities for the most part, or 7 years if they're a normal person that might have a little bit of money that they owe, that might not be in the best financial situation, or even have kind of an addiction to a really high quality lifestyle. But the thing is, it's predictable. It's something that you could implement and immediately start seeing positive results, and it all is centered around the focus on cash flow. Now, in the world of financial and retirement planning, almost everything is predicated upon accumulation. It's compound interest. It's scrimping, saving, budgeting, deferring, and delaying so that one day, someday, hopefully you can get to that retirement dream. And unfortunately, most people find it to be a nightmare. Why? Because USA Today said the #1 fear of retirees is the fear of running out of money. No longer are you in control of your money if you're retired and you've sold everything and you're just working on whatever the stock market does. Taxes go up and your lifestyle goes down at that point. And interest rates stay low, your lifestyle becomes more meager, and inflation confiscates your wealth year by year. That's not a dream, that's a nightmare, and I'm here to help abolish that kind of a philosophy and instead get people focused on cash flow. So first, we want people to boost cash flow. The second thing we want them to do is strategically engineer wealth, which is about how do they reduce their risk without reducing their return? How do they build a foundation? How do they create safety? And then only invest in things aligned with their investor DNA, based upon who they are, their competencies, their values, their overall drivers, and then they get focused instead of diversifying. See, diversification is admission of ignorance. People say to diversify when they don't know what's going to work, and they get people spread thin, and that's actually a really risky proposition. The third piece to this economic independence is to accelerate investment income. That's that cash flow focus. Get money that's stagnant or assets that are lazy because they're not producing cash flow, and turn that cash flow on even if it's places that's locked up. Even if it's places that have normally been thought of as trapped, like retirement plans, there are ways to get that money out without a penalty. Yes, even before you're 59 and a half. Now when that cash flow comes in. The fourth thing is you learn how to be intrapreneurial or entrepreneurial. And what I mean by entrepreneurial is you learn how to scale. Scaling business revenue is the key game-changing factor for people to achieve economic independence, where they can add value to the world through serving, through solving problems, and as they reach other people and impact them more deeply or impact even more people as they reach more and more people as time goes on. That's the scaling of business revenue that is the key differentiating factor for them to achieve ultimate wealth. And a lot of financial books miss on that point. They don't talk about that. But never has there been an easier time to scale business revenue. It doesn't require raising funds and having a huge amount of money and then going and launching a business. It could be everything from being an independent contractor or working somewhere that when you add to the bottom line, it adds to your bottom line and adds to money in your pocket. And then finally, the last piece is to make it count. The last piece is to start focusing on yourself as the greatest asset. Not a stock, not a bond, not some piece of real estate even, but instead you, Your ability to earn more money is key for lever 4, which is scaling business revenue. But lever 5 is taking care of yourself so you don't get exhausted, you don't get too worn down, and that you enjoy life along the way. And as a matter of fact, start taking small little mini retirements along the way so you're not looking for one day someday, because you don't know what life's going to be like. You don't know what kind of health issues could come up, or what kind of family situations, or what kind of cash flow or economic situations. It's about enjoying and living life in the present so that you live your legacy, not just leave a legacy behind. And those are the 5 things: boost profits, strategically engineer wealth, accelerate investment income, scale business revenue, and make it count. And yes, I'm a financial guy that's telling you to enjoy life along the way, and that almost seems like heresy. I'm telling you that budgeting sucks and there's a better way, and these 5 levers get you there in 3 to 7 years rather than failing 98% of the time, 30 years or longer with compound interest. I know it's been touted as a miracle. The only miracle is that we've believed it this long. So instead, wouldn't you like to have that economic independence within your grasp and start seeing immediate results and start enjoying life along the way? If that's the case, it's time to abandon the accumulation theory that has far too long been put billions and billions and billions of dollars into the marketing and into a mindset that a lot of people have been following but not getting the results, and instead embrace cash flow investing. What's cash flow investing? Find out more with the link below.